Good morning, everyone. It's great to have you join with us for another Sunday of VKids. Good morning, Hamilton. How are you doing? You good? What have you been up to? Oh, you've been writing to your pen pal. And what's your pen pal's name? Samuel. Well, interestingly, we have a Samuel in the story later on, so that's something to look forward to a bit later. But we've also got our response time, we've got our story, we've got our worship, but let's head over to the God Spot first to see what's been going on this week. It's time for the God Spot now, and we've got one photo, haven't we, Hamilton, to show you guys. And this one was sent in from Dylan. Hi, Dylan. And he just wanted to let us know how much he and his family have been enjoying watching VKids and doing our activities. So that's so great to hear. Thank you so much for sending that in. And don't forget, anybody can send anything in that you've been doing. It could be something from our VKids craft or from our online activities, or it just could be something else you want to show us or tell us. So please email in to vkids@vintagechurchla.com because we love to know what you guys have been up to. Okay, Hamilton, it's time for our story now. And this story today is about a lady named Hannah and how she didn't give up praying. So let's see what happens in today's story.
Slapstick Theater. Hannah and God. This is Hannah. Hannah was married to a man named Elkanah.
Hey!
But they were not able to have any children. This made Hannah sad.
Aww.
It's okay. Come on.
Every year, Hannah and Elkanah would go to the house of the Lord at Shiloh to pray to God and offer sacrifices. Hannah would cry out and pray to the Lord. She told God that if He gave her a son, she would give him back to him, and that her son would serve God all the days of his life. Hannah was so upset that one of the priests, Eli, thought there was something off about her. But Hannah told him that she had been praying because she had a broken heart. Eli told her, "May the God of Israel grant the request you've made." And then Hannah was no longer sad. In due time, Hannah became pregnant and gave birth to a son.
Yeah!
She named him Samuel, for she said, "I asked the Lord for him." Hannah did as she said she would, and once Samuel was a little older, she took him to the temple. Hannah prayed and gave thanks to God, and Samuel grew up in the temple serving the Lord.
Hey guys, I love that story of Hannah, and I think that the main thing that we can take away from that story today is that Hannah kept on praying. And I don't know about you, but I quite often find it a bit boring if I keep praying the same thing and I keep thinking, is God even hearing me? Nothing seems to be happening. But the thing is that God hears every single one of our prayers and He answers each one of them. Sometimes it might not be the answer that we wanted, but if God has given us that answer, then we need to trust that it's the right answer. Sometimes it might be a yes, sometimes it might be a no, and sometimes it might be that we're being told to wait. And that can be quite difficult as well. And I know that Hannah in her story had to wait a really long time. But the thing is that prayer can be really, really powerful. So I'm going to show you a little thing with these. I've got Skittles here. I've managed not to eat them all, so I've got a few left. And imagine that these Skittles are each a prayer and that God's in the middle. So it might be, the orange one might be you're praying for a family member, and the purple one might be you're praying for a friend of yours. The red one might be a prayer for our world, and the green one might be a prayer for somebody who just needs some help. Okay, so we have got our Skittles and we've got God in the middle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour, I've got some warm water in here. I'm just going to pour that in and let's see what happens to our prayers. And we've got God in the middle. So what's starting to happen, if you can see, is that each of our prayers are starting to flow together to God, who's in the middle, remember? Because all of our prayers join with him. And then we're praying together for things to change. Maybe it's something in your life that you're praying to change, or maybe it's something for our world. So you can see very slowly that all our prayers are flowing into the middle, flowing into God. And he has the power to change things, doesn't he? And so when we pray, we're joining with him. And the great thing is that God hears all of our prayers, every single one of them. Even if you're praying for the same thing over and over again, like Hannah, he hears every single one of our prayers. And he loves it when we pray to him. He loves it when we chat to him. And he hears all of our prayers. So let's keep on praying, just like Hannah. Let's keep going with our prayers. It's time for our memory verse now. So Hamilton's popped over to his house because that's where he's going to tell us about the memory verse for today. But I wonder if anybody can remember last week's memory verse. Can anyone remember? Should we say it all together and you guys can shout it out at home? Remember, it said, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14, verse 6. Well done, everyone who remembered that. Amazing. Right, over to you then, Hamilton, and let's find out today's verse. Good morning, friends. It's so good to be with you another VKids morning. Now, our verse is from the book of Romans in the New Testament, and it's Romans 12, verse 12. 2 of the number 12, so easy to remember. And it says, rejoice in our confident hope, be patient in trouble, and keep on praying. Now I'm going to introduce my good friend Belle, the basketball player, who's going to tell us a bit more. Hi, Belle.
Hi friends, my name is Belle, the basketball player, and welcome to our basketball game. But before we get started, let's check out our memory verse, which comes from Romans 12:12. And in it, it says, rejoice in our confident hope, be patient in trouble, and keep on praying. So let's look at that verse today together. Hi Coach Barrett McGee, how's it going? I really like your suit. It makes you look very sharp. And we're very excited to have our fans here in the stands. We have Bunny Boo Boo, Mr. Sloth, and Kitty here to support us. And we also have our biggest and best star player, Pete the Panda, who's getting ready to play. So he's very excited indeed. All right, Pete, are you ready to play? On your mark, get set, go. Oh my, Pete is very good at blocking me. All right, friends, so when this happens, when someone is blocking you really well, you have to pivot. Pivot means to stand on one foot and to move your body to get a better shot. So let me try that. Whoa, that just made me really dizzy. Have you guys ever had to pivot? Maybe during this time when you have to go back to online school and things are changing all the time, and it's making you quite dizzy with all the changes. Well, during these times of change, this is when prayer is most important. We pray to God during these changes just like Hannah did, and we can see these prayer requests just like we view basketball. So let's pretend that each shot I take is a prayer request. So it can be, Dear Lord, would you help me with my homework? Lord, help me to be kind to my sister. Lord, I thank you for this day. Sometimes God answers with a yes. And other times he can answer, it bounces back and he can answer with maybe or let's wait. The important thing is we don't give up. We keep praying and praying and praying. And just like Hannah kept praying, God granted her wish and she got the son that she wanted. She got Samuel. But once she got Samuel, she gave Samuel back to God to serve God. So we give our prayer request to God, He gives it to us, and we return it back to God, and that's how it goes. Let's look at our memory verse again. It says, let's rejoice in our confident hope. That's like cheerleading. We rejoice and we give thanks because we have hope. And so we can cheer, let's go God. let's go God, or we have hope, we have hope. The second part of the verse says be patient in trouble. So when there are problems or there's trouble, we can be patient and we can wait for God to come and save us. And finally it says keep praying. Keep shooting, keep praying, and trusting God. I hope that blesses you and encourages you, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye!
It's time for one of my favourite parts of the morning. It's time when we can all worship together. But first of all, we better head over to Jenny Jogs-a-Lot, who's going to make sure that we're all warmed up. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning to you, Fiona. Hi there, guys. It's Jenny Jogs-a-Lot here, ready to do your worship warm-up. I'm here in Melbourne, Australia. I've been actually jogging a lot to prepare for the marathon, the Australian marathon. So I've been doing lots of jogging, but as you know, I've been jogging for over 10 years, so it doesn't take that much training for me. But we're going to be doing a warm-up because Fiona told me that you guys are doing the Waymaker song one more time, which is such a great song to do when we've been talking about the importance of prayer and keeping on praying, because doesn't this song say that God is a miracle worker, he's a promise keeper, he makes a way. So we're going to do our warm-up, so we're going to do 10 jumping jacks. All right, are you ready? So let's jump up first, make sure everybody's on their feet to do this warm-up. Here we go, we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, you guys. Keep jogging and let's go into our worship.
Darkness, my God, that is who you are. And you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keep, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here.
of another VKids Sunday. It has been so much fun having you join with us, and I hope that you guys have had some fun as well. And don't forget, we've got all of our fun activities online at vintagechurchla.com/VKids. And also, parents, we have a VKids Kids Zoom hangout on a Sunday morning. So if you would like your kids to come along to that, please check your emails because you'll find the links in there for that. But until next week, it's goodbye from me in Hamilton, and we'll see you soon. Bye.